Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our church, and also good evening to everybody watching online also. Thank you for joining us this evening. Oh, I can see you on there, Maya. I hope you're well, my darling. Okay, so we've got a lovely evening tonight. So we've got, welcome back to the church, actually. Jackie Edwards, you may have seen her lots online, everybody that tunes in each week. But we haven't seen her in our church for a while, so we're really, really pleased. Huge welcome to Jackie for joining us in church. Wonderful. And also to Martin Quigley, stepped in for us last minute this week as well. Martin will join us online a little bit later on, so welcome, Martin. I will hand over to Jackie then to open the service in prayer, and this will be followed by the Lord's Prayer that we will all say together after that. Okay, back to you, lovely. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to join me in prayer. Great Spirit, eternal light, our Lord God, thank you for bringing us all here this evening to serve in the light of spirit and to join together with our friends in the spirit world. I ask my guides and my helpers draw close and ask them to give me the sight and the hearing of see. I ask all that is said and done this evening be in the love and light of spirit. Amen. Amen. Our Father, thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this and glory forever and ever. Amen.
Well, good evening, friends. As you can hear there, the link to the church tonight isn't very strong, so we might have to leave them there. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you've got any names for healing, if you'd like to put them in the comments now, we'll do a short healing silence, and we will play out the healing Vesper. And it just means we'll go over to Martin Quigley, who's our medium online tonight, a little bit earlier. But if you've got any healing names, please could you add them into the comments there. I can see D, thank you, you've done that already. Good job. I'll just scroll up, see if we've got any others. Lovely, thank you, friends. Thank you, Rebecca and Pat. Maya, good to see you. Blue Taylor, thank you. All right, friends, let me move to our candle then. There we go. And if you bear with me, we'll go through the healing names tonight. And our healing thoughts are sent out to all those we name now and all others in healing books in churches across the world, and anyone that needs it, both human or animal kingdom, and of course the planet itself. So let's start off tonight then. Healing for Dee and David Hunt, and healing for Nick Burnett. Healing for the Curtis family. Rebecca, Vic, Danny and Sarah. Erica, Peter, Caroline and family. Healing for Jamie. Irene Milne, Jack Jennett, Dylan, Gage, Ashton, Tiffany, Tara, Tamara, Tori, baby Caitlin Rose, the Borum family, Brenda Foster. Our healing goes to you, Nick, and prayers. Karen Gibbons, Karen, Jeffrey, Victoria, and your 9 cats. Victoria Lee, Doreen, Della family and Carl, Jacqueline and family, and Aaron. I think that's everyone so far. If we do miss any names, just feel reassured that healing energy and healing thought does still go out to them. Just putting that thought into the comments or just thinking it yourself sends the healing there. So we'll take a moment now to send healing thoughts to those people, and then we will play the healing Vesper. Lovely. All right, friends. Well, rest assured, if you did put names into the comments tonight, they were read out in church as well as here online. I could see, although the connection's bad, I can see Donna and the team at the church reading those. So let's move on with our evening tonight then. A little bit earlier than expected, but I know that Martin has got an address for us tonight. So Martin, would you like to take over from here?
Certainly, Rob. Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, all. I hope you're all doing well. There's some names that I'm fairly familiar with from working for you guys in the past, and a few new ones. I hope you're all well. The address this evening. So, just really want to share a few thoughts. You know, people who have watched me work before, you probably know what you get. I like to go and talk about stuff that resonates with me, and hopefully a few of you will get something out of it. So for me, really this evening I wanted to talk about the journey of life and the puzzle, the 10,000 piece puzzle that is put in front of us all. And I try and keep things simple. And, you know, we all have our own spiritual experiences, and they're all individual to all of us. So I can only really give you my views of life and whatever's, but hopefully a few of you resonate. So the journey of life for all of us, we're all beamed. Literally, I look at it as in beamed down here into a role on this earth plane. You know, whether we're born white, black, pink, green with black spots, yellow, whatever we're born to, we're a character on that Cluedo board, or a character that is put into like a bigger version of the EastEnders set. And we don't know nothing when we're first here. You know, we go through our early stages unaware of anything really as children, being told off by our parents, and then gradually working out for ourselves what we have to do to get on in this earth plane, how to get along with people, and how to go about our daily lives. Nothing happens overnight. It's a long process. I don't know about all you guys, but the first sort of like 15, 16 years of my life were incredibly slow. You know, we're all dying to get out of school and earn money, and you had to go to the pub like, you know, the older kids do, and you had to drive a car and get a house, and then you hit that sort of like the job, and then you get into your early 20s, and then things start to speed up, like the Catherine wheel on a tree. You light it, it goes round slowly, and all of a sudden it goes crazy. And I've got to admit, I was driving into Canary Wharf on Friday, daydreaming as you do when you're stuck in traffic early morning, and I thought to myself, how did I get to be 50? Unbelievable. And it really come and crept up quick. But yeah, this 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle that's all in the box, all in pieces. Day by day, week by week, we get the odd piece out and we start putting it on the big table. And you get a few colours and whatever else. And then when you get into your teens and 20s, hopefully then you start to see, as all these pieces are going down, the picture of life and what it's all about, and why we're here to an extreme. I think all of us, even if we're mediumistic and have spirit around us all our lives, none of us know it all. Far, far from it. You know, for myself, I have experienced many things, as many of you guys would have done, but still we make our own mistakes on the journey. I always try and say to people, for me, keeping it simple again, the two secrets of life are, number one, look after your mind at all costs. That's the only thing I and you own to yourselves. Nothing else. It's all borrowed. It's just your mind that you need to keep strong and healthy. And there's enough conflict in life with other people. None of us are designed to get on with everyone. I try. I used to be very easygoing. I still think I fairly am. in my outlook is to try and enjoy my life and learn and help as many people as I can along the journey. That's why I'm sitting in front of you this evening, and why I do, I suppose, somewhere around about the 50, 55 evenings a year mediumship. I absolutely love doing it. So that's rule number one for me, is to protect my own mind, my own sanity, I suppose it is. I'm very strong-minded anyway, quite pig-headed in some ways. But I think we're born to this earth plane with the tools that we need for our own individual journeys. None of us are the same. And rule number two for me is help as many people along the way that each and every one of us can help, because no one truly knows what someone else is going through, mediumistic or not. Even friends, close friends at times, we don't really know what they're going through. And we can't help everyone. You know, we can all try. Now, we all have good and bad days as we roll along our weekly lives, but when we're having the reasonable days, the good days, it's always worth just having that extra thought. The homeless man or woman across the street, how can I help them? There's some days that we're so busy and wrapped up in our own stress and stripes that we're not going to do that. But if we all did it as much as we can and try and help one another, because we all come from the same place, it's only ignorance that make people believe, whether they're wealthy, for example, whether they're in high positions in jobs, it's only ignorance that they truly believe that they're a step above anyone else, because none of us are better than anyone else whatsoever. You know, life can change on the toss of a coin. We can lose someone close to ourselves, or even become unwell ourselves, lose one of our pets. For me, that's some of the hardest days I've encountered in life. Losing my pets has been absolutely devastating at times. I'm a dog and a bird man, as in the feather type. And I have 2 parrots, 3 dogs. It's chaos in the house. And all of them little souls are no different to me or you. They've all got a set of eyes. They've all got a soul when you look into them. And I try every day to do the best for them, as I hope that many of you do for your loved ones and animals. So as we go along, the essence of life for me is learning, is putting that jigsaw together, is rolling along with our quite often mundane life. But there are days and weeks where there's really juicy bits, and it's almost like, if we use the analogy of EastEnders again, that, you know, it can be fairly quiet in the show. You know, maybe the odd kicking off in the pub and the odd punch up in the Queen Vic. But then you get the Christmas specials where there's, you know, real juicy storylines. That's much the same in our lives, where we have big things happen, whether it's good or bad, and we have to deal with them. But at some stage in our lives, all of us, you know, we're all part of the show. And at some stage in the life, you know, myself, yourselves, our loved ones before us, they get written out of the show. None of us are going to survive this. And it's not morbid at all. It's just part of the journey of life. And I truly believe that when we cross over, not only are we going to be met by all our loved ones, the other side, and for me, I'm not perfect, but I really, really, one thing that is close to me is that I try my best always. And that when I cross over and I join my mother again, for example, who was my best friend in life, I can look her dead in the eye and know that I truly tried my best. And I wish that for all of you, that we can all get to that stage, that we can walk over the very thin threshold back to spirit, and we can all achieve that. There'll be nothing worse in completing this task, I believe, in walking over there, looking at our loved ones with our maybe heads bowed to the floor because we're not happy with what we did. And life's not easy. But yeah, at some stage, the screenwriters, the script writers of EastEnders, The Big Show, write us all out and take us out. And I truly believe that also everything will make sense to us when we cross back over, even some of the real harsh lessons in life. You know, why did my friend pass in his 20s? You know, why did I lose this? Why did I lose that? I think it all is part of that gearbox of life that helps us learn and get and do our tasks. So yeah, hopefully that resonates a little bit with you guys. That's the way I like to look at things. I don't like to, you get these chefs that, if you want to make shortbread, you just use flour, sugar and butter. But then you can start throwing all these other ingredients in and complicating things. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think in life, if we try and keep things very simple, then it can be a lot easier at times. But always love working for you guys in church at Thunsley and online. Frank gave us a call yesterday. I'm always happy if I'm free to work for you guys. I think a lot of you have watched me before. Hello, Amanda. Lovely to see you up at Ipswich every week. Really good seeing you. Hello, Pat. Ames. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to miss any of you off. But evening to all of you. And if we do the same as we always do, I'll listen to your loved ones. And let's see if I can listen carefully enough and you guys can work out what's happening, and we'll try and join the two worlds together for a short space of time. Anyway, enough of me waffling on, but God bless all of you, and hopefully a couple of you resonated with that. Thanks. Big bottle of water this evening, by the way, so excuse me for grabbing this monstrosity, but there you go. Right. Yeah, lovely to see you, Amanda. Okay, let's see where we're going to go this evening. See what your loved ones have in plan. Okay. It's really weird because when I started doing mediumship, occasionally I get stuff happen beforehand, and then I learned a lesson where they might be there 5-10 minutes previous to me standing up in front of people, and then they wouldn't be there, or my mind would think they're not there. But quite often these days, some nights I have them jumping in and whatever. I know I've got a man that's joining me. I feel there's a few energies in the room building up. I know I've got a gentleman here now, and I know that I saw, and this was about before I started talking about the address, and it could well, I don't mind getting egg on my face as a medium, I'll just go with it, but I know that I saw Roy Castle, record breakers. So it was something to do with that. Now, stay with me. So something to do with Roy Castle, and I think the name Andy or Andrew is relevant around this situation. So I'm not sure if it's a connection with Roy Castle or someone that's actually attempted a world record or something to do with world records, or I don't know. Okay, right, what I'm getting now. So I know the name Andy or Andrew could be relevant in there, and strange, something to do with Smurfs. So the little blue fellas, I used to love them, and I've still got one that I was gifted to myself by my godmother when I was young. Something to do with Smurfs. I don't know where we're going. What else have we got here? Yeah, Andy and Andrew is definitely at. Something to do with the record breakers, Roy Castle, something to do with Smurfs. It's really gobbledygook. And I know that the 8th of the month, or August, is relevant as well. Let's see where we're going. So let me just see what's happening here. Jacqueline and Forrester. Right, there's got to be most of that must make sense. It can't just be one thing in there because, no, I'd be going crazy. So I don't know what the record breaker. I just saw Roy Castle to the side of me, and literally something to do with the record breakers. Andy, Andrew. I think there's a Peter connection too, and something to do with Smurfs, and August of the 8th of the month. Next Louise random things. I'm pretty sure my mum met Roy Castle. A previous friend of hers was called Andy. Mum's birthday 8th of June. So perfect. Bex. Thanks for speaking up, because I do at times think I go crazy, but I know that they're giving me that. So let's work with you, Bex Louise. I don't think I've ever worked with you before on here. If I have, forgive me. Okay. Right. So am I right in saying, Bex, that is mum spirit side of life? Is that correct? because I feel I've got two gentlemen to the side of me and one woman. I said earlier that I had a few of them coming in. No, never watched you before. Okay, let's see where we go. So Bex, am I right in saying mother's spirit side of life? I know that it's a man that came in first. I feel there's two gentlemen significant for you and one, no, she's still alive. I'm not going to kill her off then. So it might be that mum's energy is there, the motherly feel that I feel to the side. Okay. Come on. And do you know what, Tom, Uncle Tom, spirit side of life, there, Bex Louise, and for some reason I'm getting right, mum's mum. That makes sense, because I just know there's two gentlemen there significant for you, and the female which felt motherly. So yeah, nan there as well. Okay, Bex. I'm not too familiar with these tracks, but for some reason I said about Tom there, Spirits of Life, but I also had David Bowie. Is it Ground Control to Major Tom there? So I'm not sure if there's anything to do with David Bowie around you or one there. It could be the name David that's relevant as well, or you, Bex Louise. Right. I love that song. Now, for some reason, I'm getting someone with pints of milk. You know, the old style pints of milk, Bex, not the ones so much in the supermarket. I've got a gentleman here like putting the milk bottles down on the doorstep. And you're quite young, certainly a lot younger than I am, but I do remember that when I was young. So now I've got something to do with milk bottles going down, and I feel like I'm going back a fair few years now on the doorstep. Oh no, Rebecca Williams jumping in, but I need to get control of this. Stay with me, guys. There's definitely milk bottles on the deck. Possibly my granddad. Right. This is awkward when this happens. And the old chewing gums as well. I've been shown the ones that are the sticks, not these ones these days convenient as little tablet things. It was the old juicy fruit in the pack. You'd slide them out. For some reason I'm getting like the juicy fruit out there as well. Come on now, what are we doing? So I know David is relevant. The juicy fruit there. We know about the Smurfs. I don't like possibly a silly Bex. I know Rebecca's there as well, but we need to. Okay, does anyone understand the juicy fruit? You used to love them. Okay, stay with me then, Bex. Right. What is that? Smouldering. Bex, I don't know. I've never read you before. I'm just feeling like there's something going on with a male. So I'm not sure if you're in a relationship yourself, but I just feel what that spirit are telling me. There's someone to the side, like a man that's still got a bit of attachment for you, maybe a previous love interest, or someone that's hanging around and trying to get your attention. Does that make sense to you at the moment, Bex? There's something going on there, like, I don't know, it's an old flame that was dampened out, because it seems like I just saw this smouldering like stuff going on, and I just feel it's something to do with an old love interest or someone hanging around. Does that make sense? So I'm not sure if you've got someone in your life at the moment and there's someone else that's trying to get your attention, some love interest that you're not really going along with or whatever else. Not really that I know. Oh, this is awkward because Rebecca's taken it all as well, and I hate going from one to the other. Okay. Right. I know it's something to do with someone to the side and something like that. So it might be that I'm got you wrongly there, Bex. And Rebecca's taken every single thing. I know she has as well. Came in late. Collect Smurfs, David Barry, then the family, David too, milk bottles, yes. Sorry, Bex. Could I go with Rebecca? I might have jumped too soon. Hopefully not. So I just know, Rebecca, there's something to do with an X or something smouldering to the side, and there's like an annoyance or a persistence going on. And I know that. Would you be aware of the two gentlemen that's he's causing her trouble? I just know I've got a gentleman here. There's two gentlemen and the woman. And I know that the gentleman's not impressed with what's going on. And I know it's creating a bit of a rift all round. I think it's not just yourself. You'd understand it's causing trouble with others around you as well. So just get the feeling. Yes, Bex, thanks very much for understanding. So, yes, he's caused horrific trouble. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Dee. Especially when it's, yes, Grandad, perfect. I know that Grandad's to the side of me. A lot of trouble, yeah. Okay. Come on, sir. Where have we gone? Would you be aware, Rebecca, because he's flashing up warning signs, warning, warning. It's almost like the warning stickers, and he's putting them around. So there's something more to this as well. I don't think this is okay. So he's taking it quite seriously, and he wants it not to be treated lightly and literally to be dismissed or no energy or time given to this man whatsoever, because I don't get a great feeling from what your grandfather's saying. It's not like it's just a little case of, oh, well, he's going to peter out. I just feel like he wants it dealt with and almost like the fire doused out. Yeah, Granddad in spirit definitely isn't happy. I know that for certain, Rebecca. Okay. Ignoring. Okay. Perfect. Come on, what's the advice you need? Okay. I just feel, and this is what I'm being told, that he's quite manipulative as well, and is quite clever at. He cheated to start. Oh, there we go. From what your grandfather was saying, he's quite got a way with words and can manipulate situations then to bring himself back into the forefront and get things he wants, get things like he wants and how he wants it. So I just know we're dealing with someone that's quite narcissistic here. This is what it feels like, what Grandad's saying, and he's not happy at all, and he just wants it completely cleared out of your life. Do you know the person, Rebecca, highly manipulative? Yes, that's what Grandfather was on about. And I totally agree from what Grandfather was saying. That's exactly what I'm feeling about this man. So you just need to literally kill off any energy to do with that man whatsoever. No one to give him any time. Now, they're on about a little car. So I've got like a little bubble car here. So I'm not sure if this is you, but I'm just being made aware of something like a little Fiat car, a very small thing. And would you be aware of Italy? Something to do with Italy, Rebecca, for yourself as well. Don't know if it's some sort of memory of going there, whatever else, but I just feel I'm in Italy. I don't know if you're planning on going there, like the Rome area, because I feel like I'm in a Fiat car and I'm driving around a busy city. That's what it feels like. So would that make any sense to you, what Grandfather's given me, Rebecca? Because I feel like I'm driving around in this little bubbly car. Could be a Fiat, and it just feels like I'm something to do with Italy. I want to go to Italy at some time soon. I just know that that's what Grandfather's put in my mindset for you. Okay. Would you understand? I know I've said August is relevant. Would you understand that the significance of July as well for you, Rebecca? Because it's something to do with July. So I'm not sure if something just happened, July just gone by. And for some reason, I feel like the number 7 is also relevant as well. Now we're at 8. but the number 7 is relevant as well. Okay, perfect. I just know that then that's what grandfather's thoughts are just relaying to me about the Italy trip. So it's about July and the 7th. So I'm not sure if something happened in July. Perfect. Okay. Right. I'm not sure if this is for you, Rebecca, or the lady spirit side here, your grandmother. I just feel I'm getting a pair of gloves put on my hands now. So I'm not sure if you suffered or she suffered with something to do with the hands, real bad problems with a cold, because I feel like I need to put a pair of gloves on now. And I actually feel like I'm in a car now as well, trying to grip the steering wheel. But I know that the mention of winter gloves and gloves, Rebecca, there for you. Okay. I just know I've been drawn to the hand, so thanks for confirming, Rebecca. Right, I feel at the moment, Rebecca, that you're going through this monotony and like a long road, but I do feel that there's going to be from what grandfather was telling me, I do feel like there's going to be a time up the road ahead, not immediately, where things are going to improve somewhat. I'm not saying it's going to be absolutely perfect and whatever else, but I do feel there's an improvement coming ahead. Do you know the person that's got or had the birds that's passed over the spirit side of life? Because I'm being made aware of someone in spirit side of life that's got the bird there. So I think it's like a budgerigar or something like that that's parked it. I'm going through how to go this fight soon. It's 31 months. God bless you. Yeah, it's not good. Right, and like I was saying earlier, we truly don't know what goes on. Yes, my dad had birds. I just know that, and I'm not sure if you're made aware of one of these birds that would play dead, or you saw it stiff on the floor, because I just saw, normally they'd be in front of me, these birds, but it's almost like the bird's playing dead, or it was found at the bottom of the cage, stiff as a board, because I just see this like bird lying on the floor there. So whether he was playing the tricks. Oh, you have a parrot too, so have I, 2 of them. Elvis and Henry, Senegal, and an African grey. I think he's 12, Elvis, and Henry is 17 and a half. And yeah, and they're wonderful, Rebecca. Right. So I just know that there's birds over spirit side of life for you as well, Rebecca. I just feel that there is some sunlight ahead for you. So keep with it. Bite down your lip as you've been doing. We've all got to do that from time to time. And it's been quite a tricky first link, getting the gears moving, but I thank you for working on me. He's 30. My goodness. How wonderful. How wonderful, Rebecca. You're very blessed. Yeah. And I know Dee says there's a lot of love on here for you, Rebecca, but there's a hell of a lot of love spirit side as well. Hopefully you can take grandfather's best wishes and care, because I know there's care around you from him. I feel like I've got this like checkered towel, you know, when you've got a picnic and it's a bit cold. I've got this sort of like browny, mid-browny, different colour, square sort of like towel that you'd put round you. And I just feel that grandfather's putting this blanket around you of protection. And that's the analogy he's just shown to me. So just know that you are loved. And thanks for working me. And I say God bless. Thank you, Rebecca. And thanks, Bex Louise, for understanding. Sometimes these can be a bit tricky to get it all going. Let's see where we're going to go now. So yeah, the Roy Castle. That's going in my mind. So just my own thing here. not sure what the Roy Castle was. I don't know if anyone can pick up on that, because I definitely saw him earlier. Someone going for a record breakers, or whatever else, but he was definitely here early on. So they're trying to trick me, which they don't do that because it's a waste of time. Anyway, right. No, God bless you, Rebecca. We all have different lives to lead, and some are a lot harder than others. But keep going, as we all do. Keep marching forward. Keep going. We'll all get there. Okay. Maureen. Who's Maureen? I've just had Maureen come in. Maureen. Right, I've got a lady here. I feel this lady is to do with Maureen, whether she's Maureen or you know of Maureen linked around you or her. I've got a lady here. I think she was sort of like, from what I'm seeing, she wasn't fairly sort of like plain dressing. That's what I'll go with, fairly plain dressing. And I feel that she passed before her time. I don't think she made old bones. And what I'm feeling with this lady, I feel like I'm in my 40s or 50s with her before I passed, and I feel like a condition, an illness that took me to the spirit side of life. I feel I've got sort of like a lightish brown come beige handbag, and it's sort of, I just feel like she's got it over her arm like that, and it's got long handles. I don't think it's sort of like a clutch bag. It's there. I don't feel she was quite a big lady either. Something to do with Carol linked here. Sometimes when I get Carol, it could be the December connection. So I just feel I've got a lady here that passed before her time in her 40s or 50. Maureen is relevant around you or her. Carol, so that could be the December connection there. Something to memory about, something about handbags there. And I've been shown the Venus flytrap. So it's really weird coming in my mindset. But you know, them plants, the Venus flytrap. So like Day of the Triffids or stuff like that. Can anyone understand a lady of the spirit side of life that was sort of like, I'm not talking here that she was always glammed up with gold and bracelets. I think she was a fairly how'd you get it? Can't get your brain in here tonight. It's like, yeah. And I feel with the condition, with her condition before passing the illness, also her mind started to go, and she forgot a lot of things, because I've just been trying to work out what she's saying, and I feel like I'm forgetting things. And I know this would have been part of her condition before she passed. And I do feel it's like a cancer condition that she had, similar to a cancer condition that took her to spirit. I just feel she's in her 40s or 50s, definitely didn't make old bones, fairly plainish dressing, and a fairly simple lady, but nice all the same. This is what it feels like. Oh, I'm not seeing these messages down below. So, right, Chloe Barham sounds like my aunt. December is my birthday. I know there's a Christmas carol. Great Aunt Maureen, she's still alive. You take all of it. Okay. Like cancer. Okay, so it's Bex, Louise, or Chloe staying. I'm going to have to separate you guys now. Do any of you understand someone having the aunt or the relative or memories of this Venus flytrap? Because it's really unusual. I've never had that ever come up in a reading in all the, say, 10 years I've been doing it. So either there's big issues with flies going around at the moment and you need the flytrap, or there'll be memories of someone having it. Yeah. And I know there's a film, I don't know, I've actually seen it. There's a film with where people are all dressed up with these, was it a song? I can't remember. Chloe Barham, your nan had one. Okay. Right. I'm going to work with Chloe. Bex, I'm really sorry again, and keep there just in case, but it just fits more with Chloe. And Nan had one as well. So. Okay. So the only thing, Chloe, I can't see, do you know the Maureen? There's a Maureen links. I know that Bex has, and the Maureen link that's there. So So your aunt had cancer. You understand with your aunt that she was, you know, she wasn't the snazziest dresser. She wasn't going out trying to impress people all the time. I feel that she was just a fairly plain and simple lady that got along with most people. And I just feel that I lost a little bit towards the end of my way of thinking. Take that as an aunt. Okay. Yes. Okay, Chloe. And do you know the gentleman that is either around you now or spirit side of life that had a real bad problem with snoring? There's something to do with snoring going on as well. So there must be either a gentleman around you at the moment to do with the snoring side of it, or someone's spirit side of life can be made aware of that. Something about sweet 16 as well, Chloe. So I don't know if the number 16 or sweet 16, memory of being 16, is relevant around. My partner and my uncle. Crikey. I tell you, Chloe, I really feel about this. I really feel like my memory is really amiss, and it's to do with this link. And I just feel that this lady had issues with the memory as well. Do you remember that after eights as well? You only get them in the curry houses now, but she's showing me after eights. So it have been sort of memories from parties and meals gone by in the past, but then dark chocolate after 8 mints that I've been given here by this lady. Does that make sense? And you know John as well, Chloe. Someone's just gone, John. She had brain cancer. Perfect, but use it in the sense of perfect for me. Terrible condition. I just know that I was completely dumbfounded. My mind was going all over the place. So that would be exactly as I was getting it. So now I don't want that anymore. She had brain cancer, and yes, okay. So, it's not really passed. Okay. Right. Oh, John was the uncle who passed. Okay, perfect. Right, Chloe, what have they got for you? Are you aware of somewhere in recent times running through old photographs, Chloe? Because I just feel like there's the old photographs, you're going back and you're looking at family past and some of the memories in there. One or two of them would have brought a tear to your eye, which it would with most of us, but I just feel that there would have been these photographs looked at recently, and there'd have been much talk around. I feel 2 or 3 of you would have been involved chatting about these. Yes, and recently, that's what it feels like. I feel like it's like you and 2 others involved with talking about all these and the memories and all the good times, and it's weird. I mean, this day and age at the moment is crazy. There's a lot of strife and trouble and evil in the world, and we all look back at our years gone by and think, oh, they were the good days. But I really do think they were for you. What have we got here? That's weird. Are you aware of someone that had problems with their mouth, Chloe, and maybe the upper part of the mouth? Something going on in there. So I don't know if it was a cancer condition or some sort of serious thing to do with in the upper part of the mouth. Something going on in there. You're aware that makes sense to you, and I don't know why. I just feel suddenly now that and it could be linked to. It could well be linked to the lady that I'm thinking of. I just feel like, oh, your mum at the moment. I just feel there's something going on in the mouth. So that's perfect, but not perfect again. Always take it as in the context. It's just for evidence. Because I just feel it just feels very strange in my mouth. So I will ask that the spirit side of life can help your mum out with that, because I don't feel very comfortable with whatever's going on with mum in the mouth at the moment. It just feels very strange in there. Now what is that? And I feel I've got a gentleman here as well that used to like either gambling, like playing cards, and maybe the odd fruit machines. I'm seeing like lucky sevens. There's at least sevens flying about, and I know you can get them play lucky sevens and cards and that, Chloe. But there's some gentleman here who used to like having a bit of a gamble up or a bit of fun, maybe getting the around the table at Christmas and family time, betting for like 10p's and 50p's, and maybe we'll get a bit excited with it. He wouldn't be putting just 2p's in, he'd want up the ante. I feel I've got a gentleman here, that side of it for you. Life's a gamble is on about. Life is a gamble. Okay. Right. Oh, perfect. He's doing well, your granddad. He's doing well. Okay. So you've had everything there, Chloe. You've had the snoring, you've had everything, the lucky seven, whatever. Now, what are they here for you? Right. I'm just hearing in my mindset it's a Christmas song. That one that goes, "Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow." And whether that's got something or memory to do with you, that song, Chloe. But I also feel there's your life at the moment is quite hectic and at times quite stressful, and you're at points at boiling point, dealing with this, and this, all sorts of stuff going on. And I just feel that grandfather's on about of trying to dampen down all the heat and hustle and bustle around you at the moment. Because I just feel at times it's getting a bit on top of you. Does that make sense? That other stuff and stuff that can't be helped, but you're just trying to work the situations out around you. Okay, perfect. Just know that grandfather, and I know there's four. Okay, someone else is coming for you now as well. I just feel there's three gentlemen here, Anna, the lady spirit side of life here for you, and I know they're trying to dampen the flames around you because the term, if you can't take the heat in the kitchen, but for you, I just feel that they want to turn the heat down a little bit around you, give you time to breathe, to get yourself together, to then continue and be dealing with the stuff that's going on around you at the moment. So just know, and this goes for everyone in here this evening, just know that all our loved ones are always watching and trying to do our best, and never give up hope, whatever you do. Know that they're all trying to concoct and create the best situations for us, spirit side of life. So never forget that fact. I wish you, Chloe, and send healing, and ask my guides and helpers to send healing for your mum, because I don't really feel very happy with what's going on in the mouth there. I'm glad you can take it all, because like I said before, I laugh about it, but I sometimes think I'm going crackers, and I see and hear all this stuff. And when you guys are spiritually awake and can understand it all, it's lovely. So thank you, Chloe, for working with me. And I'll leave your grandfather's love. And I know there's a load in there for you as well. And he says, you be lucky. You be lucky, he says, because I'm trying to send you luck as well. And if you can take Spirit's love, Chloe, thanks for working on me. God bless. Right. I feel the person I'm going to be going to now is a female, and I know the majority in the room are. There are a few gentlemen, and I've got a gentleman now that's been trying to come into me, and I feel like he was certainly taller than me, and quite well dressed. This man, and I feel like his hair was quite dark and slicked back, or maybe had a bit of gel or brill cream in it at times when he was here. I don't feel he lived, certainly didn't live a decent age at all. Again, taken before his time. I feel that he was taken fairly quickly. This one I feel like a heart attack or something. That that took him to spirit side life quite quick, because I feel it was rapid, and he just woke up to spirit side life, and he was there, and he's looking for his wife. And what was it you were telling me first? Because I've completely forgotten that. And I know there's a Dave or David link around this man as well, or you close to him, or you, and that's it. And I just know, as he was showing me, and he's recalled it back into my memory because I forgot it, and he should tell me off. But there's is it Simon and Garfunkel? I'm not sure if it's them or not. Starry eyes, and I just feel that I'm at night time struggling to sleep at times, and I'm looking up at the moon and stars and reflecting on times gone by, and dwelling on times gone by. And I just know that I feel this is husband to someone in the room, and I feel that he's to your right hand side when you're gazing outside or standing outside looking at the moon and stars. And I believe there's someone in the room that does that, and I just feel I've got him here. So who am I with? Yeah, Chloe, it's my pleasure to work with all of you. Rose Ford. So the link, I know it's a very significant, so it could be father, Rose, or husband, but it has to be, there's that immense love there. Because I actually feel, I'm not sure who I'm going to yet, I actually feel this gentleman, most of you have probably seen the film Ghost. And this is what he's putting in my mindset now. And I know where Patrick Swayze passes over to the spirit side of life, and he's trying to get through to Demi Moore. And I feel there's this sort of situation where there's this deep love for you from this gentleman, that he's actually there, and he's been doing that sort of thing in and around you since after his passing. And I feel that you do feel him around at times, but nowhere near as much as the effort he's putting in. That's what it feels like. Maya Miller, I can understand a lot of that. Husband. Okay. Perfect. Crikey. Oh dear Debbie. See, we never know what people are going through in life. Right, let's go. Just keep an eye on anyone else, but let's go with Maya Miller, because Maya, would you understand him being your husband being quite a good looking man, and quite dark hair, sort of like, darkish brown to black hair? That's what I feel like. And there would have been some aspects of it I've been swept back or to the side at times, and it feels like there's something in it as well rather than being dry. And I know that the stars is relevant, so that's yourself as well, Maya. I'm not sure if I've ever read for you before, Maya. I don't think so, but I remember seeing your name. So hello again, Maya. So your husband's spiritual life, I know there's an immense love there. Okay. Yeah, that's why you do this. So I believe with you, Maya, there would have been a belief and an understanding. Yes, dark hair, stars relevant, perfect. Would you understand, and it seems very logical and whatever, but would you understand there'd been sort of like a bit of a faith in that beforehand, but your faith since husband passing and having things happen has multiplied, and your understanding of the spirit world is so much more, it's like tenfold now since your husband passed to the spirit side of life, because things have happened, doors have almost opened, and making you witness the wonders of spirit being around us. Does that make sense? Because I know your husband is really busy around you, and I really feel he is the Patrick Swayze and you're like the Demi Moore, and he's always around you trying to give you everything. Does that make sense? Really trying to make you rest assured and give you everything that he can from spirit side of life. Does that make sense? It's always been deep in it. Okay, right. Do you know a Jim or a James? Maya, Jim or a James linked to you guys? Him not home, this makes sense. So a Jim or a James? I just know someone shouted out Jim or James there. And I've got someone with the old style record player, Maya. So I'm not sure if that's grandfather or your husband, but I'm just being made aware of these old records being put on. And I know I'm going on about Jim again, but my mum used to have it. I'm just being called back to like Sunday mornings at the weekend when the records would go on, and it was them things like the Jim Reeveses, the Carpenters, and stuff like that. That's what I feel like we're sort of like in that area there, Maya, where music would have been quite important to this man. Does that make sense? Perfect, man. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Would you understand now? So I just feel the two gentlemen coming in close now. So I've got your husband here, and I'm not sure if it's your husband or your grandfather. Would you understand something about wringing the turkey's neck? Because I'm seeing like a turkey here now. It feels like a turkey rather than a chicken, but I could always get it wrong, but it feels like a turkey. And I feel like there might be some sort of thing, memory going on about something to do with a turkey, or having to wring the turkey's neck himself or pluck it, or something to do with that. Not just straightforward. There must be some sort of memory that these guys are laughing about. Also hated Christmas. So what's this? Yes, sadly. So you understand about the wringing of the turkey's neck, because I just know they're giving me this as memories. Also hated Christmas. I'm getting a bit curious. Is this your grandfather or your husband? Hated Christmas. As long as you understand what they're telling me, that's all we need. Do you know Bob? Either it's Bob linked, Bob or Robert linked to you, Maya, or you need someone to be doing little jobs around the house at the moment. You know, the term Bob a job or whatever, and getting like a handyman in to do this and that. I just feel they're showing me now something to do with Christmas Day, his birthday, so husband hated. I can understand that. It's no good having your birthday on Christmas Day, is it? I can understand that. I'm in June, so I had it spread about so that my mum could afford to get me a Christmas present and a thing as a young lad, which I'm blessed about. But if anyone was the 20-something of December, they'd often struggle to get you. Hi, Lisa Cans. Right. Right. Yes, I pay people to do what he did for me. 11 people to replace him so far, bless. Yeah, he's on about Bob a job and something to do with getting people in and paying them money to do little bits and pieces around the house. Mate, I don't know if you like, or someone, you or your husband likes Elton John. You know the record, It's No Sacrifice. No sacrifice at all. Something to do with the words in that song that your husband's given me. Elton John's Sacrifice. It's just come in my mind. Does it make any sense? Yeah, he's just put that in my mindset. Maybe there's something significant in there that you might be drawn to do with your husband, because he's asking for you to put the record of the tune on. Anyway, I feel you're a bit. I don't know if this makes sense, Maya. Your husband's trying to say that at the moment he feels that you're a bit slunched over. You know, when your shoulders are down and whatever else. He wants you to pull yourself together now. Lift your shoulders up, stand proud and tall, and grab life by the balls, if you like that expression. Grab life by the balls now, and really go for it, and take no prisoners. This is what your husband's telling me now. Put your shoulders up, and really grab life and the essence of life for yourself. Does that make sense? I will. He has made songs happen on my phone. Magic wheel already broken by events. Yeah. He's just trying to rest assured that he's around for you, Maya, and just feel him around, because I just know that you do. I know you do feel him around. Just know he's there. Never doubt it. And I don't think you do, but we always have the odd rough day. Okay, what is that? He's on about a picture on the wall as well, Maya. Your husband's on about a picture. There's some sort of picture on the wall. So I'm not sure if you'll be aware of the picture on the wall of the pair of you or your husband in it, and it's moved or it's fallen over recently or something's noticeable about this picture, whether it fell off or it's moved or you've noticed it and thought, oh, I just know as I looked above my laptop there, I could see your husband putting a picture on the wall, and it's something to do about a picture for you. If that makes sense to you, Maya. And he's on about stamps as well, something to do with stamps. So I'm not sure if you're meant to get something sent off and you've forgotten to do it in the post, but something to do with stamps as well. Right, always stand together looking at stars. Need picking as I just know that he's aware of this picture on the wall and he's perfect. Okay. I really feel that he's to the side of you always, and he's never too far. I know spirit go and do their own thing, but blimey, you're sat with stamps now doing any good, your husband. Any good. Well, I thank your husband for working on me. He's done a great job, and I feel he was that sort of guy in life that wanted and needed to know how things worked, liked repairing stuff or getting things done. Certainly was no slouch, and I know that he just wants to help you, and that's the one thing apart from the conversations you had with each other. He just wants to help, and that's why he's always around you, and I feel he's around you more than most people have people around. And there's an immense love. There's a fab repairman, yeah, and I can feel him here now. The frustration of not being able to do stuff for you, and thanks for working me. And I feel he's a wonderful man, your husband. And like we said earlier, all of us have ups and downs in life, and sometimes there's big bumps, as in losing your husband. But know that you're well loved, and he's got your back, and he'll always be around you. You know, he's spending every spare moment being around you to make sure that he can make you as comfortable as you can, and know that there's an immense love from him, the spirit side of life. Right. His last words were, "How will you cope?" But you will, Maya. You will. And he says, "You're doing fine so far. Keep going, keep going." And he's helping. Just know he's helping. He's really helping you, Maya. You've got no choice, darling. You've got no choice but to cope and play the game as best you can. Remember the beginning bit. Life is a game, and a very cruel game at times, but it can also raise up some good times as well. And know that your husband's going to be there to enjoy the good times as well. But keep going, and he loves you very much, and he wants. Very weird, but if you can take this from your husband, you want me to blow you a kiss. Much love, and thanks, Maya, for working. And I think, thanks, Maya. I love working for you guys. I love the spirit world. I'm not perfect, far from it, but really nice working with your husband tonight. He was quite clear, and yeah. Oh, you've obviously seen the film Ghost. I don't know if you're going to see it again soon, or he's really going on about it again. Just know that he is Patrick Swayze, so he's having a bit of a laugh here, and you're Demi Moore, but he's around you, and you might feel him a little bit more over the next few days to week or so. So I'll say God bless, Maya, and your wonderful husband. I'll leave him with his kiss for you, and say God bless. Let's go for one more. I know we're telling me run out of time. I've been quite slow tonight, but I don't like rushing, and I like to listen to your loved ones. So let's see if we can get a quick one in. Okay. Right. Right. Someone is quite apprehensive at the moment, not wanting to go out too easy, finding a bit of a struggle to get out. And I know that I'm suffering with headaches, stress headaches at the moment. That's really weird. I know we had Elton John a minute ago, but I've got Norma Jean now, something about Marilyn Monroe. I think it's that song that they played at Diana's funeral. Is it your song? Some relevance in there. I feel I've got a gentleman to the side of me that was quite a bit of a dictator in life, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I just feel that he had a reasonable position work-wise. He demanded respect, and he was quite fair. But if you got on the wrong side of him, he'd come down on you like a ton of bricks. This is what I feel. So I just feel he had that sort of reputation. And I know that I think the name Steve or Stephen is linked around him or you. Something to do with the Wizard of Oz. The name Dorothy is linked as well with him or you. It's something to do with the Wizard of Oz. Who am I with? So just know. Thanks, D. We try our best. Yeah, Candle in the Wind. That's it. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Da, 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 da. What's that, D? What do you mean? Right, Deborah. Oh, crikey, here we go. Look at these two. Jacqueline. Oh, Dorothy as well. Right, I'm going to have to separate this. You've got three of you there that can take most of this. Right, which one of the three of you has been up a small ladder recently, or had a ladder around the house? Someone climbing the ladder? Because it's something to do with climbing a ladder. And right. Oh, so Deborah and D, you both had the ladder out. Okay. So what I must say now is I've got to separate it. This gentleman that's here now for you, would you understand, which one of you understands, and I just know he's a little bit of a dictator-y type character, but in a constructive way, very, very strong-minded, demanded respect. You're climbing the ladder in mediumship. Keep going, Deborah. Any of you that are trying to do this, it ain't an easy game. Grow some real thick skin. Remember, when you have success, remember it. Don't remember all the times when you have a rotten night and can't get your mind quiet, because it does happen. And so Deborah, let me work with Deborah then. I know you're all else there, but let's see where we're going to go with Deborah, because I know we're running out of time. Okay. So you understand your dad being very strong-minded, Deborah, and I do believe you've got a reasonable percentage of it. If you need to draw on it, you understand your own mindset can be quite strong at times. All of you guys, if you can get into developing mediumship or even work on your psychic selves, please do. The more that have the knowledge and spread the knowledge of it, and realize that there's so much more to this existence, is the better. So we all work together, and yeah, it's all teamwork. Strong mindset. Yeah. Okay, Deborah. Right. So, right. I just feel, Deborah, your father is actually wanting to bang down the hammer on my desk here. And there's something going on around you at the moment, Deborah, where he wants it dealt with. It's almost like I'm in a court. So you know when you're at a court and the judge is there about to rule and he slams it down, that's his decision. I just see that sort of scenario now where your father wants something dealt with and decision done and made, stamped and gone. Do you understand what he's saying? So I really feel like I need to slam the hammer down, put the rule book on the desk and deal with it. So it's probably something that's going on around you in your life at the moment, Deborah, that he wants you to deal with. And I know that, and he's telling me that you have got a strong mind, but life can be challenging at times and you can slightly waver. But he says, get hold of it, deal with that decision, and everything will start to improve. Does that make sense? Perfect, Deborah. I know he's a very assertive man, and he's literally came in and said, look, well, I feel he was a man of fairly few words. He wouldn't bicker around and beat around the bush. He'd just deal with things. He wants you to deal with that, Deborah. Let's see what else he's got. Do you understand, I don't know if it's your father or you having a sort of like a funny taste in the mouth at times? Do you ever get that, Deborah? I mean, did your father have heart problems? Would that make sense? Like angina, heart problems, stuff like that? And is it you or him that had the funny taste in the mouth? Because my mouth feels quite empty. That's you. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I just know that there's that sort of funny taste in there as well. That's really weird. Come on. Dad had epilepsy. Right. Right. That had you've given probably away what I was about to say, because all of a sudden I'm seeing like my mouth and everything start shaking, and then I sort of like had Elvis Presley all shook up, and I'm thinking, who's the Elvis Presley fan here? But probably what your father was trying to get to me was the epilepsy side, where you'd suddenly go into spasms. So unless there's something there to do with Elvis Presley, it was that I'm all shook up. So it's probably your dad's sort of like weird and maybe slightly strange, humorous way of getting that through, possibly. Have you had your eyes checked recently, Deborah? Because am I right in saying your right eye feels a little bit different to your left? And I can see by the picture there now that you are wearing glasses, but it's something to do with like my right eye doesn't feel quite as strong as the left, or needing eye checks, or have been recently had them done. There's something to do with that. You need an eye test. Okay, will you please get that booked in, because I know that wouldn't be brought up unless your father wanted you to get things. I feel with your father as well, he liked things quite regimental. He'd like to get things booked in and done and boxed up, and didn't like things all left out in the open. Dad had cataracts. I just feel that my right eye feels worse than my left. I just feel that there's something a little bit different with the right eye. And you know a Joe as well, Deborah. So I just know Joe. Tell about Joe. Joe there for you. Joe. Perfect. Just know Joe as well. Mentioned there. Okay. Really feel the message this evening has been quite similar for all of you, and I suppose me included. The spirit world and your father there, Deborah, are saying keep going through these challenging times, and that seems to be like we're all getting a push in the back from Spirit tonight, and just know that they're around, because many of us at times can question things with the way of the world. Oh, okay. Just been told it's part of the big plan. It's part of the big plan. They're the words I was just put into my mindset. So that's something for us all. Keep pushing forward, guys. Lovely to work for you again. I wish I could do some more this evening. Can be slow at times, especially the first link, but thanks very much for working with me, and I'll see you again in church and online, and I'll say God bless to you all. Thanks very much.
Oh, God bless you, Martin. Thank you for those lovely messages. We've got Frank's cards, and then I'll come back to you for closing prayer, if that's all right.
No worries.
Perfect. All right, friends. Well, that's lovely. Lovely evening with Martin, and that's slightly longer than normal because we didn't have the bit in the church. So thank you for that, Martin. All right, friends. As you'll know, if you're regular here, Frank from our church draws 3 of his animal cards each week. As Martin was saying, impossible to get round to everyone in any meaningful way. But here's 3 cards that just give you something positive for the week ahead. So let's see what Frank's got for us this week.
Our first crystal this evening is the citrine, and with that we have the thoroughbred horse. This card says events could unfold at great speed, and wise and logical choices and sudden unexpected changes may be necessary. The thoroughbred horse represents the fastest moving energy in the pack. If things have been a bit sluggish for you lately, then get ready. Once this horse moves, you can expect him to go from a dead stop to lightning speed in the blink of an eye. Because of that, you may be asked to make decisions very quickly. You want to choose logic and intellect over emotion. Whatever you do, think fast. You won't have long before you're running after this horse yelling, "Wait for me," and you don't want that. The thoroughbred can represent a person who loves action, is intelligent, decisive, focused, even a bit impulsive. You rush in to save the day by instantly figuring out what to do and then just doing it. His intentions are good and his head is in the right place. However, since he tends to act without asking first, you might want to keep hold of the reins with this one, lest he get far ahead of you and possibly even off course in his eagerness to sort things out. Thoroughbred horses are known for their swiftness, stamina and agility. They can run at great speed and keep going long after other breeds have stopped. They're extremely intelligent and have a strong psychic connection with the people they work with on a regular basis. This is one of the reasons why this card is symbolic of victory and success. However, if one gets away from you, you're going to have to run very, very fast to catch this one up. So, like the advice in the card says, hold on to those reins. Make sure you stay in control of the situation. Our second crystal is the rose quartz, and we have with it the card for the seahorse. This card is about going about things with an abundance of caution and patience and dedication to a cause, and being watched over and protected. The message in this card is twofold. First, it indicates the need to make a very detailed plan before moving forward. Second, once that plan is in place, it asks you to take immediate action to get as much accomplished as possible. Which part of the message is for you depends on where you are on your journey. If your plan of action is vague, or maybe even non-existent, Seahorse asks you to take no action until you have one firmly in place. If you already have the plan, then it is effectively saying to you, get busy, go for it. It's important to have an eye on detail though, and to put others first. Seahorse represents a person who is trustworthy, dedicated, protective. He is always prepared. If he comes in to help with a project, you can expect it to go flawlessly. He's no stranger to hard work and getting things done. However, he's never in a race to get to the finish. He takes his time and makes sure everything is perfect. Because of that, he's probably not the right guy for you if you're the one that's in a hurry. However, if you have the time and want everything just so, then he is definitely your man. Seahorses have been around for millions of years and yet have changed very little. They're slow swimmers, they camouflage themselves well, but they reflect dependability and caution. Another fascinating fact about seahorse is that the male gives birth to the babies. Hence they symbolise excellent fathers, as well as being able to take on alternative roles such as the stay-at-home dad or the working mum. Seahorses have a bony skeleton on the outside of their body, and this symbolises protection, much like your guardian angel does when it sits on your shoulder. So a good character to have around. Our third card, or rather crystal, is the amethyst, and the card with that is for the peacock. The peacock symbolises rejuvenation and the confidence to move on and begin again. It is about birth and rebirth, and closely linked to the phoenix rising from the ashes and the resurrection of Christ. This card said endings can be challenging, or they can be exhilarating. And the phrase, whenever God closes a door, he opens a window, may apply to you at this time. If the door is closing and what you're experiencing is difficult, look for a window. Heaven is providing you with an opportunity to rejuvenate, to bring in fresh air and grow into something more. The angels will lead you to a more joyful life. If the ending that has presented itself is something you've been hoping for, like the end of something you no longer enjoy, then celebrate. Endings always lead to new beginnings, and indeed the old ways have to end before the new ones can begin. And this is central to the symbolism of the peacock, a bird associated with the phoenix that rises again from the ashes to live anew. This is a bird that is all about self-confidence and inspiration. When it opens its feathers, they shine like thousands of eyes, like stars in the sky. They glitter brightly, and you might say they are like those in heaven looking down and protecting you. So you're always safe and always looked after when you have the peacock card in your hand. This card says, embrace the changes that are about to happen and know that they will bring you blessings in your life, even if you can't see them at this time. So 3 very good cards there today with 3 very good messages, I feel. Thank you for listening.
Lovely, thank you, Frank. All right, friends, let's go back to Martin for a closing prayer to draw this service to a close, and then we will play the closing Vesper. Thanks, Martin.
I can see how dark it's got in the room. Lovely man there, Frank. Really nice man. We like him and his energy. If you'd like to join me in the closing prayer, guys. Divine Spirit, Father God, we give thanks for this evening, for our loved ones working with us all, bringing thoughts, memories, and the love shown, knowing that all our loved ones are never more than a thought away. And they put in my mind, when Frank was doing the cards, the song, I've quite a bit of music this evening, the Wet, Wet, Wet song, Love is All Around Me. And that's the message. Love is all around you and all of us. And they also said, to remind you all, this is a team game. Although it's an individual journey from Spirit Side of Life, they're all shouting and egging you on. Until next time, good night. God bless. Amen.
Lovely. Well, a big thank you to Martin for, as he said, stepping in at the last minute tonight for us. Great to have Martin with us and those lovely messages. So thank you, Martin. Thank you to Jackie Edwards, who was back in church tonight, looking after the congregation in church. Hope you had a good night there. So thank you, Jackie. Thank you to Donna for chairing in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading. And thank you to Frank for the cards at the end. Hope everyone has a good week ahead online, and hope you can join us next Sunday at 6:30 again. But until then, take care. Good night.